So, yeah, my name is Jonas, this is Hi, my name is Jonas, this is Sublime Media, and on this channel I talk about records and record-related stuff. And today we are doing a shootout. I hate doing these because there are people that does this thing much better than me. But I have two different pressings of a record that I wanted to tell you about today that I think is kind of interesting to compare between. So why not do a shootout? And what we are talking about today is Milestones from 1958 by Miles Davis. But first, also check out my store, sublimemedia.se. I have a record store where I sell records, prog, psych, and jazz. The stuff that you are used to see here on this channel. I sort of specialize in that. And it's in Swedish, so it's for a Swedish market or a Swedish customer base. But I can get my hands on pretty much everything, and I think I have some pretty competitive prices, so shoot me a PM or something like that if you are interested. I send from 15 euros and up internationally all over the world. So, but enough of that. Milestones by Miles Davis. I mean, I have two pressings here that I think is pretty interesting to talk about. It's the 2023 version of Milestones from Mobile Fidelity, Mobile Fidelity Sound Labs. This is the mono version. And I also have a first US press in mono in fantastic condition. Like, I shouldn't say near mint, but the step just under near mint. So I can actually do a shootout with these sounding about as quiet as they can be. And here's the famous 6i. So the MoFi is pressed at RTI. It's cut in-house on MoFi by Craig Wonderly. And the Miles Davis catalog is famous in MoFi because it's well known that all the Miles Davis and Bob Dylan sounds perfectly, DSD or not. On the backside it says that it is mastered from the original master tapes. And yes, it is, but it's transferred to a DSD, so this is a digital mastered copy, as most of the MoFi releases now in modern time. And numbered edition. So yeah, that's the goody of this release. So when the needle drops, it's dead quiet, and every time I play a MoFi record, I always check the receiver because I don't think that I have any volume on, and then the music comes on. So it's really dead quiet, which is just, yeah. It kicks off right away with the first track called Dr. Jackal, and I feel that it's a little bit muffled, like maybe it's the recording, but Miles is dead center and he has the backing band behind him. It's almost a little bit like a cone sounding, where Miles is in the front, and then tight after him in the back you have the band. I don't feel like you hear the sort of the bass and the drums that well, but the horns are sort of the main character here. They sound fantastic, detailed, a lot of air around it. But as you can imagine, it's a pretty narrow sort of sound stage. It's not that wide. It's very mono when I think about it. And I think that the sort of the cone sound that I get out of it is that you feel like you're watching the band, like you're hearing the band on stage in front of you. So you have the horns, like almost the voice of an acoustic record or something like that, like the singer. You have the main men right there in front of the speakers, and then a little bit back you have the sort of the rhythm sections and stuff like that. So due to the air and the sort of details in the instruments, it's a very sort of live sound, especially on the title track Milestones, which is a classic if there ever was one. Here the band is a little bit more alive than on the first side, on the first track, and I think that it's here that you get that sort of the MoFi sound where every single instrument is super detailed. So when I played it, fantastic experience. So when I was going over to this one, I thought that it would be a hard one to top. I mean, I was almost selling this. I was almost sending this out on Discogs and eBay just because I had no need of anything else. And I dropped the needle. I'm getting goosebumps just talking about this. And it just comes alive. I mean, the music just comes alive. There are certain sort of effect words I want to talk about, like warmth, for especially. You have a warmth around the entire production that was totally lacking in the Mo-Fi release. You have a warmth around every instrument also, so you still got air, but it's more sort of in your face. You have detail, not as much detail as on the Mo-Fi release, but in this case you get a more cohesive sort of sound. It sounds like a band and not a bunch of musicians, if you catch my drift. And where you had that coniness on the Mo-Fi release, this is more open, more wide. Even from start with Dr. Jackal, you can hear the rhythm section all the way back. And I mean, when it comes to Milestones, that tune, it just explodes. I mean, unfortunately, it's no competition. This is a fantastic sounding record. The only thing that the Mo-Fi is better on is the details, but in this case I feel like I'd rather have the warm and thick sound of this recording than the details. So yeah, to sum it up, today's winner is definitely the original press from 1958, mono, first US press on 6i, compared to the Mo-Fi release that is out now 2023. With that being said, I think that this is a 10. The original press is a 10 out of 10 sounding. This is a 8 in my book. So still a fantastic sounding record. So I hope you like that. If you have any questions, please write them down below. And also, I mean, if you have any experience with this record, different pressings, if you have done shootouts yourself, or just comments on Miles and Milestones, please write them down below. Let's have a conversation about it. And I'll talk to you in my next video. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.